You may be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to Lawrence County Municipal Court. Today is the 22nd day of September. I'm Judge Capper. We have reviews to do first, which are for people who have orders to comply with, and we're checking on that. After that, we'll start the new cases called arraignments, and I'll give you some instructions before we do this. So, bail's going to call people that have reviews. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right. I'm going to review your file with you.
Robert J. Alexander, Christopher Blake, Mackenzie Chapman, Damon Core, Aaron Cron, Douglas Jeffries, Richard Ellis, Brian Finley.
Okay, Mackenzie Chapman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I think she's in compliance with everything, except we had a little miscommunication. She thought it was 13 hours, not 30 hours. We're asking for 60 days to do it, and if we submit appropriate documentation, I don't know if we need another hearing, but obviously that's up to you.
All right.
We'll pay the fine today.
She's going to pay off the fines today. All right, well, the way I always do this, I just set them for periodic review hearings. Once everything is completed that was ordered, then you don't have to come back for reviews. So this was the first review, so I'll give her some more time. November 13th.
Okay.
So if she finishes everything by then, she doesn't have to appear. It'll be at 9 o'clock November 13th.
The fine's 210 plus the 45, is that correct? Or is it just
235 is what I have.
235. All right, thank you.
You're right.
What was the day again? November 14th?
13th.
13th. Okay,
November
thank
13th,
you.
that's a Monday at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Clerk is to your right. You leave court. Robert Alexander. It's been called, is not here, hasn't done anything on this case. Put this aside. I had a note that he was going to OVP for inpatient treatment, so I'm not sure if he's there. I need to contact Mr. Mint and see if he is at OVP. You want to follow up on that? Christopher Blake. 18-357 and 23-440 has been called, has not appeared, has things left to do, so there will be a warrant for failure to appear. Damon Core, 19-26-34, community services done, driver intervention program's done, just have to finish fines, you don't have too much left. You have a payment today, Mr. Core?
Yes, sir, I do. I would have taken care of it, but I'm working in surgery now, and the patient was going kind of south, but anyway, I'm here.
How much are you going to pay today?
85.
I'll set you, this is an older case, so it's going to be sooner than the previous one. October 30th, if you pay it off by then, you don't have to come back.
Okay.
See the clerk. October 30th.
All right.
Aaron Cron, 19-288. Mr. Cron did pay something online. You got credit for that today. You still have community service to do there.
Mine do?
I'm showing.
I thought I finished it.
20, wait a minute. This is, you are correct. This was in wrong file. So you are completed on your community service. You just have to pay for this. next hearing, but if you want to do extra community service, you'll get credit towards your fine. And coming up on October the 7th is Union Township Cleanup Day, and we're giving double credit, so you get $100 off your fine by working that day, and that's a Saturday.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, I'll set you for October 30th also, 9 o'clock. Douglas Jeffries, 23438. Mr. Jeffries has been at OBP, and you got your report from them.
Yes, sir.
It's like a certificate of completion for achievement, completed the 30-day program. You're doing MAT now?
No, sir.
You're not?
No. I got a couple hours of community service through the food bank too.
Okay. Do you have anything on that?
On,
Showing you did?
it's in the file there.
Okay. We need to meet with Mr. Major then about that to get credit on your community service.
Okay.
Are you working now? What's your plan?
Actually going to long-term. As soon as I leave here, I go back for graduation. Bethesda's picking me up at 2 o'clock and I'm going to that program.
Okay. I think that's a good plan. So we can wait on your payment on fines and costs. I'll set your next hearing for November 3rd.
Okay.
If you want to write that down, yeah, right there's the form to put it on. 11/3/23, 9 a.m. And you're going to be at Bethesda. Okay, you look good.
Thank you, sir.
Did you get the motorcycle back?
No, you won't let me have it yet.
Okay. All right, but it's not here anymore.
No, it's at my uncle's house and I was just waiting to be ungrounded so I could pick it up and take it to Bethesda.
Okay. All right. You're doing good work. Keep it up.
Can I have that?
I'm going to meet with Mr. Major over there. Bridget Ellis. She's supposed to be on Blue Jeans on the teleconference. I don't see her yet, so I'm just going to put her aside. She called in and said she would be appearing by teleconference. She's in a treatment facility now. Brian Finley. Brian Finley, 23-153. He has been called, hasn't appeared, hasn't finished. He gets a warrant for not appearing.
Justin King, Letha Mitchell, Mamie Mullins, Richard Reif, Mitch Reif, Kayla Smith, Amber Ward, Chancey Wise.
Justin King, 21884. Justin King has not appeared, hasn't done anything on his case, so he gets a warrant. Letha Mitchell.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. 2156. Cases. Okay, it looks like she hasn't been doing what she needs to do with her counseling either, and she hasn't appeared today, so there will be a warrant issued for non-appearance. Naomi Mullins.
Maybe.
I'm sorry, Mamie Mullins. Read that wrong. Mamie Mullins. 18-12-14. community service done, you're paying off your funds. Can you make a payment today?
Yeah,
How much are you paying?
40.
40?
Yeah.
Okay, and you heard what I said about the community service, if you want to get...
What day was that?
October 7th.
Okay.
So that's the first Saturday in October.
I work only weekends, so
Okay. All right, see the clerk to make your payment. October 30th will be your next hearing. Richard Reif, 1347 and 1348, and 19218. Is that Lawrence County Recovery? Okay, it's a pretty good report. You missed one session, but it looks like you're making that up. And you are employed now. You did make a payment today. Okay, very good. Anything else you want to say?
I turned in some community service hours today. I know it's been going on for a little while, but I'll get them done before the next time I come up here.
Okay. Yeah, and you can do that today on the 7th if you still have some left and you get double credit.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, October 27th will be the next hearing for review, 9 o'clock, October 27th.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On Alexander Connor, he is inpatient, so he's readings here now. She's reading on, because he is inpatient.
Just give me
She's reading.
all right. If you come up, Ms. Dement, Robert Alexander, he's set for review today.
Yes, Your Honor. He is an OVP inpatient, and he is compliant with our program.
Okay. Do you have a date when he is expected to complete?
I'm trying to pull up my list now, but I know he's going to follow up with outpatient with OVP as long as the courts agree with that.
That'll be fine. Okay, I'll set this next review hearing for October 23rd at 9 a.m.
All right.
You'll let him know that.
Yes,
Thank you.
I will. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mitch Reif, 08-1383 and 08-2919. He's not here and he hasn't finished, so there will be a bench warrant for failure to appear. Kayla Smith, 23-271, is at Bethesda. And she's inpatient.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, very good. We'll keep working on things. See you back October 23rd.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Originally, when you sentenced me to the inpatient to Bethesda, the father of my children was in the courtroom and stood up and said he could care for them.
Yes.
But that lasted a week, and he has, I have no idea where he's at. My children are with my mother up by Cleveland, and she had, right before Labor Day, broke both of her legs. So she is now going through rehabilitation. She's not even back home yet. And I was wondering if there was any way to transfer me to one of the facilities that would allow me to have my kids because that was a plan that we tried to do on my original sentencing back in August, but then he stood up and said he could care for him, and I haven't heard from him since I've been here, and my mom hasn't heard from him at all either.
Who's taking care of your mom?
Well, currently, my stepfather is trying to bounce back and forth between taking care of my kids and my mom, and it's very stressful. He can't go to work now or anything, and can't be there with her.
Is there a court that has taken in custody or taking,
No.
there's no children's services involved?
I did get something from,
I called and verified there is not a case.
Okay. Well, there's a few local facilities, if you want to investigate that. And is your mother willing to turn the children over to you?
yes.
You can come back earlier and I can finalize things, but there's Project Hope, there's a few other facilities I think that would allow children to be present with you while you're getting treatment. So if you want to investigate that,
Okay.
Taylor can help you if you agree with it, and then come back and we'll have a hearing about it. Just call the clerk and say she needs to come in, we'll set it for a regular court date before the 23rd. If
Okay.
not, I'll see you on the 23rd.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Amber Ward. Amber Ward is not here, 2316. So there'll be a bench warrant for failure to appear. And she had gotten a driving permit. That should be revoked since she hasn't appeared for her review. Chancey Wise, 22443.
Your Honor, if I may, she's earned 60 hours of community service this morning.
Okay, very good. I know you talked with the clerk about whether your insurance company had paid some on these two claims. But, I mean, that's a minuscule amount, $25,000. That's the minimum coverage under Ohio law. So I think you should still pay what was ordered in the criminal case in addition to that.
Okay.
Do you have a payment today?
50.
All right, see the clerk. I mean, I think you agreed you were going to pay $100 a month, right?
Yeah, but I had to quit my job due to mental health issues. And
Okay.
so right now I can only pay 50.
I'll set your next hearing for October 23rd at 9 o'clock. See the clerk. Okay, that finishes the reviews. We're going to start the arraignment hearings now. That is the first hearing on a case. If you missed a review hearing before, you're going to get called now, as long as the clerk knows you're here. So you need to let them know you're here now, that you missed a hearing previously. When your name's called, come up to the table to your right, stand there. I'll go over the charges with you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements, but it's all on the record what you're saying. So if you get up and admit something that the prosecutor can use against you, they can use it against you because it is being reported. You don't have to say anything. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed if you can't afford one and are facing potential jail sentence. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. If you enter a guilty plea or a no contest plea, you're waiving those rights. You should not waive your rights if you don't understand what's happening, if you are confused about the proceedings. If you want to talk to a lawyer, you should enter a not guilty plea. If you want a trial in your case, you need to enter a not guilty plea. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Richard Dennison, case number CRB 23-543A and B. Your Honor, on Mr. Walker, he has been referred by Mr. Dennison.
Okay. Is he here?
Yes.
All right, I need Mr. Morford in the courtroom. All right, Mr. Morford, you're going to be representing Mr. Dennison?
I am, Your Honor. He's retained me.
Okay, so do you wish me to read the complaint into the record?
No, Your Honor, we'd waive.
Enter a not guilty plea?
Enter not guilty.
Has he posted any kind of bond?
No.
Looks like he was just cited in the court.
Yeah.
Okay, he can sign a $5,000 signature bond. As long as you show up, you don't have to post the money. And you have a preference then, Mr. Morford, as to pretrial. Let me tell you what the court's schedule looks like. Really, probably the 13th of October or after.
Judge, I'm at your convenience. I've cleared out most of my trials and common pleas.
Okay, October 13th.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That will be
Judge.
the pretrial at 10 a.m. Not guilty plea is entered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Cody Reed Dement, case number TRC 23-006, A, B, and C.
All right, and you are Cody B. Dement.
Yes, sir.
Looks like you had a review hearing on Monday that you missed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I had a mandatory meeting at work there at the Marathon Refinery in Calixburg. I wasn't able to miss. I called in and she said that as long as I got here within 7 days for another court date, that I should be okay.
Yeah. Well, it means it won't issue a warrant. So you've done some community service since your last hearing. It looks like you still have more to do. All right?
I turned in 24 more hours this morning too.
That is
Okay.
correct, Your Honor.
All right, once that's verified.
I believe he's still going to owe some
Yeah.
more community service.
Okay. And you did make a payment today.
Yes, sir.
With your work schedule, what's better for hearings, Mondays or Fridays?
I got to take off either way, so it's up to you.
November 6th, that's a Monday. Once you get everything completed, these hearings will stop.
All right. Thank you.
November 6th, 9 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus KCR Marcham, case number CRB 23-520, CRB 23-513.
You're Casey Bartram.
I am.
Case number 513. Have you received a copy of the charges?
Yes.
Okay. It alleges menacing that on August the 18th of this year in Fayette Township, you knowingly caused Lindsay Higgins to believe you would cause physical harm to her person or property. Menacing is a fourth-degree misdemeanor. It carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail and a $250 fine. Case number 520. alleges aggravated missing. It alleges that on August the 19th, you knowingly caused Lindsay Higgins to believe you would cause serious physical harm to her person or property. So the difference is serious physical harm. So that's a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. You understand the two charges?
Yeah,
You understand the rights you have?
yeah.
How do you plead to these charges?
I'm gonna plead not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yeah,
You have a job?
no.
You have no income coming in? I'll appoint Mr. Stratton.
Sir, how are you? Good.
Menacing and an aggravated menacing with the same victim a few days
It's for the
apart.
same thing.
Entering a not guilty plea.
All right.
No.
I'm looking at October the 13th or thereafter for pretrial.
Let me just take a look at my October schedule there real quick, Your Honor. Everything except, yeah, it looks pretty clear. October.
Is that October?
He hasn't said yet.
Okay, do you want the 13th or 16th?
13th is fine.
13th. October 13th for pretrial on both cases, not guilty plea given. And is there a protection order requested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is it any problem for you to stay away from, is it Lindsay? Is that her name?
No.
Lindsay Higgins? I'm ordering you to stay away from her, not go around her, contact her, post things about her. You're going to sign something that says you agree to do that.
Yes, no problem. That, Your Honor.
And be back here on October 13th at 10 a.m. for a pretrial.
Okay. Sign it there and there. Okay. Here and there. Should get you a copy of this. Don't leave it until, I'm gonna go walk out with you, but don't leave it until you get a copy of
He
this.
can sign a $2,000 OR bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dirk G. Hurst, case number TRC 13231 A and B. Dirk Hurst.
Okay, you're Dirk Hurst.
Yes, sir, correct.
Mr. Hurst, it's alleged you had an OVI conviction in 2013, had a review hearing that year also that you didn't appear for, and has had a warrant outstanding since then.
Yes, sir.
You admit or deny you missed that hearing?
If I have a warrant out for it, I admit for that. I guess I missed it.
Okay. And did you get arrested, or what caused you to come in?
I actually found out about it. I was never notified about it. I was incarcerated in Fayette County Jail at the time of the warrant, and I completed a 6 months in jail and 6 months rehab program, and I haven't been in trouble in over 10 years. I've been clean and sober for 10 years as well. I've worked 8 years at UK Hospital. Right now I work for a DME company delivering medical equipment, and I'm also getting ready to get a job for the state of Ohio as a CEO for Star Community Justice Center. And this...
They found this warrant?
Well, they didn't find it, no. Actually, I was trying to get a divorce, and my ex-wife told me, oh, you have a warrant in Lewis County, Tennessee. So I called Lewis County, Tennessee, and there was no warrant. I've never been to Lewis County in my life. Or Lawrence County, Tennessee. My bad, I'm sorry. Lawrence County, Tennessee. So I started calling Lawrence, Ohio. And they told me what
what was going on.
Well, is this you, or did somebody take your identity? Did you have the OVI?
Yes, sir, yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I've had the OBI, yes.
Well, it doesn't look like you didn't do much of anything on it.
No, I was young and crazy, made bad decisions.
You
Yes,
did
sir.
1 day of community service and paid $25. That's the only thing I see that you did.
Yes, sir, I'm willing to take care of everything today. The fine and all.
Well, you can take care of the fine, but you've got community service to do,
That's fine.
24 hours of community service, and you also have to go to the driver intervention program.
I do have to do driver's, even though my license has been reinstated.
Or I gotta put you in jail. Ohio law is I either got give you a minimum of 3 days in jail or make you complete a driver intervention program. You never did either one.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
How
you
long
did
is the driver's intervention program?
3 days. It's a 3-day.
3 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's inpatient. You have to go stay for 3 days.
I had to stay for 3 days. That's,
The closest one now is in Scioto County at Portsmouth. You can go to any one that's approved by the state of Ohio, but that's the closest one to here.
and is there another fine for that too as well, or is that all included in the $855 that I owe?
Well, you'll have to pay that's for the court fine. You've got to pay whatever the fee is that the center is that does the 3-day school.
Okay.
You don't pay it through here, you pay it to them.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
Not that I know of. I mean, if I'm willing to pay it off, I still have to complete the school regardless. Because, I mean, it's hard. I work in Lexington, Kentucky, so,
I mean,
it's a
actually,
2-hour
I'm giving you a
drive.
break because I probably should put you in jail for a while because you didn't do what you're supposed to do when you were supposed to do it.
Yes,
How's
sir.
that fair to somebody that had a case back in 2013 and they did it when they were supposed to? You're coming in here 10 years later
Yeah.
and asking
Well, I was
for
never...
less treatment. So don't get me started because I might just put you in the jailhouse.
Oh, okay.
You're lucky you're getting to complete what your words. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm taking your word that you were young, dumb, and maybe under the influence of some substances, and now you've got your life straightened out. But that doesn't excuse you doing what you were supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
You still got to do what you were supposed to do years ago.
Yes, sir.
You still have jail time suspended, so I can give you the jail time anytime I want because you're
Yes, sir.
coming in here hat in hand. You haven't done what you're supposed to do. So, you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. So get this stuff taken care of. What I'm going to do is set another review hearing.
Okay.
And what I'll make a note, you kind of skated on this one because if you don't come the next time, I'm going to order that your license be revoked too.
Okay,
And
yes, sir.
that's what should have happened before when you didn't show up, is that you got a warrant and a revocation of your license, which will go to Ohio BMV, and then they'll notify Kentucky BMV, and they'll honor it.
Okay.
So I will work with you. I want you to get this done.
Yes, sir.
And you are working, so it has to be a Monday or a Friday unless it's a holiday. So what's your work schedule usually?
Monday through Friday, I don't work the weekends, so.
Okay, well, we don't have court on the weekend, so it's gonna have to be, and just one of those days better for you than the others, or you just have to ask off whatever?
I have to ask off, yes, sir, correct.
Okay, I'm gonna set it for November the 13th. That gives you some time to get it done. You can you get double day credit if you get here October 7th and work that day. That'll give you 2 days of your 5 days of community service you have to do right there on one day.
In one day?
'Cause we're-
And November 7th, or October 7th?
Yes. I want you to check back in with the probation since it's been so long since you talked to anybody on probation. That's Mr. Major. When you leave the courtroom, make a 90-degree left turn, and go to that counter there. That's probation. Talk to him.
Okay.
And then get this stuff done, and you can quit coming back.
Having that hanging over my head.
It's not, at 9 o'clock is your next hearing.
Can I also say something? The birth date on that is completely wrong. It's not 1954, it's 1984.
Okay. Have the clerk make an amendment of that. On the complaint, it says 1954, it should be 1984. Okay, go see Mr. Major, you're free to leave after that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Deshaun J. Hannah, case number CRB 23565, A and B.
Are you Deshaun Hannah?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Hannah, have you received a copy of these charges? You got a ticket, right?
Yeah, I had a ticket, but I didn't know I was due to court until last minute Friday. The person who else I was at called me at the last minute while she was here and told me I was supposed to be here, but I was already at work.
Okay. The charge is failure to confine a dog. It's
Right.
alleged on August 27th of this year, you were the owner or keeper of a dog that you failed to keep on the premises.
But
And they are saying it's a 4th-degree misdemeanor. That's a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail, $250 fine. So there's actually 2 counts of it.
yeah, that's the thing. It's not my dog, it's not my house. I was just there because the girl I was dating at the moment, I was there while she was at work. I tried to call her the whole time when the dog warden came to sign the papers, but she wasn't there, which I know is her kid's dog. I felt bad, like I ain't gonna let the people take the dog. So I signed the paper for her, which the guy told me like, hey, I'm gonna give you a call. We know who lady this is, house is. We know who it is, Christina. We know who it is. We gonna call back. But I didn't never know I had to appear for court for that.
Okay.
Due
Well,
to
you're
that
here
same-
now, so I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you, based on what you're telling me, and I can appoint a lawyer for you, because this one is an M4. Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you? Are you working?
I'm supposed to be working at Minova right now, but I can't work until I handle this.
Okay, so you're not working.
I was just at Texas Roadhouse. I quit there to go to Minova. I really supposed to been working Monday. I didn't even know about the court stuff. They don't want me to work, continue work, because they like, if we let you work, they come and get you here. It's gonna make us look bad. So I'm like, I didn't even know I had a warrant or supposed to be here.
Okay, so I take it from what you're telling me, you do want a lawyer then?
I believe so.
I think it would be a good idea. All right, Mr. Scott, I'll appoint you to represent Mr. Hannah.
Thank you, Judge.
I've entered a not guilty plea. Sounds like we need to get this set sooner than later so you can get to work.
That's correct, Judge. I believe I'm already here next week.
Maybe you can talk to him and get something done today. I can set it,
I can have a fine paid.
I can set it next Monday or Friday, whatever's your preference.
What's up Monday morning, Judge?
September 25th?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll set it for another hearing, September 25th, for a pretrial. He can sign a $500 signature bond. You want the court's file?
Please.
State of Ohio versus Amanda Bailey, case number CRB 23575.
Ma'am, are you Amanda Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. Bailey, it is alleged that on September the 18th in Fayette Township, you purposely deprived Walmart of property without their consent. That's a theft charge, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
You understand your rights?
Yes.
How do you plead to this charge?
Guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting it's true and you waive the right to a trial and a lawyer when you enter that plea. Do you understand that? Okay, I'm going to accept your guilty plea. I'm going to order you to take a urine screen this morning before I sentence you, because I have a lot of folks that get charged with shoplifting that have bad urine screens. So we'll see what that shows and then we'll decide what the sentence should be. So go do a urine screen and then you'll come back and we'll do the sentence.
Where do I do that?
Just go out into the lobby and Taylor went out, she'll meet you out there and show you where to go to get it done.
State of Ohio versus Paul Brackett, case number CRB 23574, CRB 23573.
All right, you're Paul Brackett.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Brackett, you're getting a copy of the charge that's failure to confine a dog. Glad you September the 18th, you were the owner or keeper of a dog that you failed to keep constrained on your premises. It's filed as a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, there's also a charge with failure to register.
Okay, and there's 573 is failure to register a dog. That's also a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. So you've got two minor misdemeanor charges. Neither one's jailable. That's the good news. Do you understand both charges?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to these?
Well, I really don't understand the charges.
Okay, what don't you understand?
About my dog getting loose. My dog was on a chain, and my dog hadn't been loose, Your Honor, about 5 minutes, and he had went up on the hill at Greg's, my neighbor up on the hill. And I got a witness. My dog hadn't been up there 5 minutes, and his sister come down. My dog come right down behind his sister, and she rolled the window down. My dog was in the yard, and I asked her, I said, did Cage harm anything up there, man? She said, no, only thing he tried to do was jump the fence to the other dogs, but he followed me back down. So I put my leash back on my dog and tucked him back around back, and about 30 minutes later, there was a police officer went up on the hill, and he was up there a good 45 minutes, and then he come back down into my driveway and told me that that he was filing charges on me, that my dog had went up there and killed a horse. So I just couldn't understand that. I mean, my dog went up there and killing a horse. And he hadn't been up there over 4 minutes.
Okay.
5 minutes to the lunch, Your Honor.
Dog got on the property of Miss Shelley Moore and chased the horse around and ended up killing the horse.
Oh.
And now, it's not easily explainable why that's only a minor misdemeanor, but the statute only talks about killing another dog or hurting or killing a human. It doesn't talk about horses. Now, there may be another statute that I'm still looking at, but we need to file a case. And I would also tell the court that the dog was impounded by the county dog warden, so it's in the possession of the county at this time.
Okay. Well, you didn't tell me a plea, so do you want to enter a not guilty plea? Is that how you're pleading, sir?
My dog did get it loose. I mean, my dog's guilty of that. But killing the horse, I can't plead guilty for my dog for that.
Okay, I'll enter a not guilty plea for you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I said before, the good thing is you're charged with a non-jailable offense. The bad thing is, on a non-jailable offense, I can't appoint a lawyer for you because you can only get a court-appointed lawyer when you're facing jail time, and you're not facing any jail time. Now, that might change. I don't know if you understood what Mr. Heald was saying, but they're researching this, and they think there might be more serious charges that could be filed, but they haven't filed those at this point. So I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. I'll set this for a pretrial in a couple weeks.
Wait, can I just go ahead and plead guilty? I mean, my dog's loose, but I hate to plead guilty for my dog killing a horse. I mean, but my dog...
Well, now, that's going to open you up. If you enter a guilty plea on that, then if you're doing it to get things over with, because I foresee what's going to happen is I'm going to ask what's the owner of the horse, whether they want restitution, and I'm probably not going to know, so they're probably not going to know. So we'll have to have another hearing, have the owner come in and give some testimony as to what they think the value of the horse is, and I can order that as restitution if I think that it's warranted. So it's not going to be over today regardless, even if you enter a guilty plea.
I plead not guilty then, you know.
Okay, I think that's probably the best choice.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll enter a not guilty plea for you and set this for a pretrial. Let's make it October 2nd. That's the first Monday in October. It's a little less than 2 weeks. October 2nd, 10 o'clock for pretrial. Mr. Brackett can sign a $500 signature bond. Not guilty plea is entered. So you need to be back here October 2nd, 10 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be here. Your Honor, can I ask one thing? Are there any chance I can get my dog back?
The state doesn't agree with that now, so we'll take it up on October 2nd.
Thank you, Your Honor. God bless.
All right, that finishes the arraignments that we have today. I have a proceeding that I have to go attend in Huntington, and Judge Hall's going to take over, so we're going to take a brief recess and come back, and he'll take over the pretrial docket. Court's in recess.
It shouldn't take long. You'll probably be all through that.
Video of my daughter's county. And one reason we're here is to find their okay. Thank you.
Lawrence County Municipal Court's now back in session. John Hall will be presiding this afternoon. Anyone who has a pretrial should be coming into the courtroom. State of Ohio versus Heather Blevins. Heather Blevins. Case number CRB 23158, PRC 23261, A, B, and C.
Today is the 22nd day of September, 2023. Who do we have here?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Christine Scott representing Heather Blevins.
I don't believe we've met, have we?
We have not met. I am from Scioto County, Portsmouth area, Your Honor. I do not appear here very often.
You're welcome to.
Well, thank you.
Christine Scott?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, state your name, please.
Heather Blevins.
Christine.
Yes, we just got this.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, this is brand new. It was prepared. Yeah. And, this was her, remember, we have to do a reassessment.
Yeah.
So that's the reassessment. Okay. But she's also still with her board. Is that this stuff from Tiffany? That's the only report there is from Counseling Center, which I gave him. So I don't know if she said anything else that might be what he's getting at. Do you know her letter? I didn't know that. The one I texted you. Oh, yeah, I do have that. But I didn't. She may not have had time yet because it was only like a day or two.
Do we have anyone here from the Counseling Center?
Your Honor, we just have a report. My client needed to do a reassessment. We were here on August, or I'm sorry, we were appeared and was here on August the 14th. I can't remember if it was via video or not. At that point in time, the assessment did not indicate any services, and we had a reevaluation. She is also in services in other facilities as well, and we have provided documentation of that. However, we do have this new assessment, but I do not believe there's anyone actually here from the Counseling Center.
And we've reviewed that assessment, Your Honor, and that was what we wanted to accomplish with the new assessment, and we're hopeful that she'll follow through with their program. We wanted to do that. And so we would be okay with a further continuance of, it would be sentencing on the OVI, but pretrial on the endangering children charge. So if the court wanted to set a date in another month or so, is that okay?
Okay. Your Honor, can I have just a second to speak with Mr. Keel?
Please. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yes, yes.
So you said that that is due. So I can't, so I have to go to Texas.
Now give me as much as I can get.
Yeah, that would be acceptable.
Rebecca. Right there.
I mean, I'm really bad with this. Okay. I'm gonna go to jail for bringing it if I could.
Okay.
Can you?
So, need to come back like on a Friday?
Yes, that's what we would suggest.
Okay.
What day?
Towards the end of October, Your Honor?
The 27th looks good.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I'm scheduled in an all-day hearing in Sauter County that day, as well also as
The 30th looks real good.
as well as that day as well. What about the 20th? Is there any way for that, will I need to appear in person? Can I do video for that one, or do I need to appear in person? What do you think, Bill?
We're not opposed to her appearing by Blue Jeans if she needs to.
If we can do video, I can do the 30th by video.
Okay.
It'll be at 10 a.m.? Okay.
That document that I received from the counseling center is very extensive. Point me to what they're recommending.
So what they're recommending is outpatient services, Your Honor. And here's the quandary my client is in. My client is also in outpatient services for an earlier charge out of Greenup County, Kentucky. And then Judge Capper also preferred her to, for these charges, engage in services at the counseling center. And the quandary she's running into is that she can't be compliant. She can't, her insurance and things like that won't allow her to be in two different counseling services. So Greenup has her in one counseling service. We have her, you all have her in a different counseling services. And they're not able to merge or reconcile the two. So I was hoping to, now that we had found that out, Greenup won't accept counseling center. Judge Capper doesn't want her to use anything but the counseling center. So we're in, and maybe she can explain it a little bit better than I, but she doesn't want to be non-compliant with Greenup, but she also doesn't want to be non-compliant with Chesapeake either.
Where is she seeking services in Greenup?
The Lighthouse, it's in Russell, and they said they've worked with this court as well.
And Judge Capper just didn't act like he was very familiar with him, and maybe he didn't understand what place I was talking about.
And she was fine with complying with the court here, so that way I can just do all my services with her.
If we could just make it all be the Lighthouse, it would streamline this for her so much better, and she could be compliant. They will get all the documentation to the court.
I would think that this would be something that Judge Capper would want this to be addressed to Judge Capper.
Right, and that's what I was hoping to address here today.
Well, and it might be if you had somebody from the Lighthouse come or something that might inform him about their program. It might, I'm not saying, I can't speak for the judge, but.
She did write a letter, sir. I mean, I don't know if that would be, she did write a letter to Christine.
Right, but it wasn't to the court.
Maybe it would be better if we came back before, when we had proposed previously, if you want to address that issue. Like
Let's do that.
a week or two.
When's the earliest you can be here?
And it has to be a Monday or a Friday, correct?
Yes.
But do they?
Could we do that by video as well, or should that be in person?
Better be in person.
Okay.
Can Tiffany do video?
Well, we would probably just need to do,
Because she's probably booked up and scheduled.
yeah, she might not be able to.
About Tuesday, October the 10th, because we have a holiday.
Oh, as of right now, I'm like triple booked on that day. I have a full day domestic, a jury trial, and municipal court all stacked on top of it. so.
October the 13th, October the 6th, October the 7th. Sorry.
Second, yeah, I don't have anything. I just don't have anything.
Or September the 25th, September the 29th. We'll have to leave as is then.
Yeah, it'll just have to stay as is. And maybe I can just file it as a motion with the court. And if that's the only thing I can do. Okay.
Just have somebody from the lighthouse, you may need to appear that day.
Okay, on the 30th?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can do that.
Are you a sole practitioner?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Are you a sole practitioner?
I am. I have no one in my office, and I'm just booked really far in advance, and I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize for holding up your docket here.
Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I was hoping we could get back soon and have somebody from the lighthouse here.
Yeah, short of having someone cover this for me, which I'm sure that's really not the ideal solution, I couldn't do it any earlier in person.
Then when?
I couldn't do it any earlier and up here in person.
I don't know when Tiffany can appear.
Okay, she can appear by video.
What, you don't have any Monday or Friday that you might be able to be here?
Not at 10 a.m., no.
Well, at noon?
I could, only by video,
Well,
but I mean,
I guess, and I don't know, I can't speak for the court, obviously,
Right.
but something like this, which is a situation that's going to require some discussion, I think it would probably work to your client's benefit if you could be here.
right. I could be here on Friday, October the 20th.
Okay, that's.
No, I can't do that. I gotta be in Adams County the other direction. Sorry, I didn't look far enough in my schedule. No. Not even at noon, not on what was the other day that what was the off day that you were gonna have court on? 10th? Yeah, no, I can't do that. I'm
How
sorry.
about October 6th?
I cannot.
Well, let's do this.
Not to appear in person, not even at noon.
How about the 13th at noon?
Right now, I'm scheduled for a full day in domestic relations court. So it's an hour for me to travel up here and back. I just couldn't even.
How about the 16th at noon?
I'm in a full day
How about the
custody
20th
hearing.
at noon?
I mean, I have to be in Adams County by 2:30. I get done at 10, or I'm sorry, get done at 11,
Okay, let's
but
do
I have to
this.
be completely Adams County at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Let's make it October 6th, 2023 at noon. And if you can't
I-
be here,
yeah.
have someone come.
cover.
And I have a suggestion also that I just thought of. And that
October
is that
6th
I would
at
not
noon.
be in opposition
I
for
won't
us
even be in the
to.
States.
Hey, Christine.
I'm sorry.
I have an idea. I wouldn't oppose if the judge had some time just to have a telephone conference between you and me and the judge before then, and for you to explain to him what the quandary is.
Yeah.
That maybe if he has time between now and then, that might resolve the issue,
Okay.
so that you wouldn't have to appear, maybe.
It's October 6, 2023,
At noon.
at noon
Okay.
for pretrial unless you have it resolved.
Okay. And that will be in person, and I can have coverage.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
My apologies, Your Honor.
No problem.
Christine, can you have my number?
State of Ohio versus Joseph Adkins, case number CRB 23356, CRA 23260, CRB 23261, TRD 182412.
I'm here on video.
I don't know, you must ask him. And his attorney is Roger Smith.
Mr. Atkins,
Yeah.
we can't see you. Are you not on the video?
I don't know how to get it to come on, and,
When you go back, you pick the white screen that has the video and audio, not the audio version.
Have we done the? Oh.
Like when you pick the app.
I don't know. Let's see.
Number in, there's a
That's
box.
for yesterday. I don't know.
Pick the one that's got.
There's an arraignment. I'm going to find out. He had a theft. Walmart took off. Cause I was bond. So I guess we're back today.
give me 1 second.
If he could hit his video button.
Find out. What a dream I had last night.
Okay, State of Ohio versus Justice Hutchison, case number CRB 23453. Justice Hutchison.
Okay.
Roger Smith is here representing the defendant.
Yes.
And state your name, sir.
Justice Hutchison.
Thank you. Defendant is here.
Judge, I have spoken with Mr. Hill as well as my client. We went through the evidence that the state would present at trial, and based upon pre-trial discussions with Mr. Hill and reviewing the video with my client, he would enter a no contest plea at this time with stipulation of finding of guilt. I believe the state would recommend 10 days, all suspended, $100 fine, court costs, 5 days community service, and the standard order to stay out of Walmart.
Your Honor, the judge was not in here and tested before you.
Okay. Oh, I told him, yeah, he would be drug-free, in fact. He said it's not going to be a problem. So if you want to have that done, yes. Maybe call him back up. Once he's got the urine screen, that'd be fine. We'll go with this fella here, and then we'll call you back up.
Is that correct?
Works for me.
Okay. I never saw you guy yesterday. Well, good.
State of Ohio versus Victoria Stinson, case number TRC 231056, A and B.
Mr. Stratton is here representing the defendant.
Your Honor, we need to
Victoria Stinson.
Thank you.
set this for a trial date.
Okay. This is for an OBI, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how are we doing on time?
There's no time restriction. Yeah, the October 31st would be the 90 days.
Okay. Let's see what the best day is. The 13th looks real good.
I'm sorry?
October 13th looks real good.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here that day, and I would prefer to do the case.
October 20th looks real good.
October 20th sounds good, Your Honor.
Thanks, Mr. Stratton. 10, 20, 23 for a trial. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Amanda Bailey. Case number CRB 23575.
Congratulations on a perfect year. It's great. Now, Mr. Heald, Amanda pled guilty, correct, to the theft at Walmart. What are you recommending?
Your Honor, the state's recommendation would be 10 days in jail, suspended, 5 days of community service, fine of $200, 2 years probation, order to stay out of Walmart.
Do you understand what Mr. Heald is recommending?
So I don't go to jail, right? So do I go to jail for
Okay,
10
you
days?
gotta talk a little bit
Do I
louder.
go to jail for 10 days or how? I don't understand.
It's suspended. Jail is suspended, 10 days in jail is suspended.
So where do I do community service at? How do I do that?
See this gentleman right here? He's gonna talk to you and he'll tell you all about it. But you're off to a really good start, so.
Thank you.
What Mr. Heald is recommending is the standard theft, misdemeanor to first degree theft from Walmart or any other store. So I have a good feeling that you're going to do everything you're supposed to do, and when you get it all done, then you'll be finished with this court as long as you don't come back.
Okay,
Now,
thank you.
give me a review date.
It is December the 26th,
Write this down. What is it?
December the 26th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, he'll be on entry when he goes to the bathroom.
We'll come back here on December 26th, 2023 at 9 a.m. I'm going to adopt the recommendation that Mr. Heald set forth, which is 10 days in jail suspended, $200 fine, 2 years probation, stay out of Walmart, 5 days community service. And I'm going to say to you, my recommendation is get it all done before December 26th. And then you don't have to worry about us. All right? Thank you. Go see the probation officer before you leave, okay? Is that my...
State of Ohio versus Cecil Lee Euler, case number CRB 23577. Cecil Lee Euler.
Okay.
Cecil Oil. Did not check in.
Right, have her right in her service providers day here today. Okay. Ron is called for Cecil Euler, and Wes. Okay, Wes told Ron that he's not here. Failure to appear, bench warrant. For today, it's 9:22.
State of Ohio recalls Justice Hutchinson, case number CRB 23453.
Did you see this?
I did not, Judge.
Come up here and take a look at this.
Yes, sir.
Let the record show perfect screen. Now, I'm going to ask you to give me the recommendations again, please. Plea of no contest, by the way.
Stipulation of finding of guilt, Judge.
Are you pleading guilty to this, Mr. Hutchinson?
No contest, but we'll stipulate to finding of guilt.
Finding of guilty.
Yes, but no contest for the record.
10 days in jail, suspended, 5 days of community service, excuse me, $200 fine, 6 months probation, order to stay out of
How much probation?
2 years.
Thanks.
However, I think that there's a policy that if everything else is done, they review that to
And
take them off early.
yeah, if he's just community service, paid his fines and costs, that's my experience that John will let them off early.
And order to stay out of Walmart, and not just that one, all of them.
All right.
Yeah, Judge, I thought it'd be a $100 fine, but I'm not going to take issue with the fine. We're okay with that.
10 days in jail suspended, 5 days community service. Josh Cooper's right there, $200 fine, 2 years probation, stay out of Walmart. Now, your review hearing is December 26, 2023 at 9 a.m. From what I can tell, this is a mistake that you made. Do these things, put it behind you, and your lawyer will tell you what to do next. So you're on your way, you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
And we'd like to see what we just saw this morning.
Thank you, Judge. Come to the probation office, leave at the office to your left of the other court.
State of Ohio versus Sheena Darby, case number CRB 1449, CRB 13963, CRB 12463, CRB 101029, TRD 102349.
Your Honor, Ms. Darby is here basically on pretrial and reviews. She was, I think, is RRG here?
I have not seen this one.
Okay, well, she has been assessed by RRG, but they're not here today. She hasn't had a chance to begin her treatment since we were here last. She's brought me an excuse stating that she was hospitalized inpatient at Highland Hospital from 9/12 to 9/21, so a period of about 9 days since we were here about a week and a half ago. So at this point, I'm sure this is Mr. Hill as well.
So at this point, Your Honor, I think the best thing for us to do would be to come back at another court date here soon, so hopefully we can get RRG here with a report and she can get underway in her treatment.
Could I see the excuse?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Thanks. Discharged yesterday, right?
Yes.
Do you need a copy of this?
Do you need that still?
I don't.
No, you can go ahead and add it to the file, please.
Okay. So what do you want to do? I
just-
accept that.
We'll come back on a date that the court deems appropriate. If you want to take a look at, I don't know when he's wanting things set. I think he was saying something about the 13th prior. And as of right now, on the I'm available on the 13th. I had a trial set, but it went out.
October 13th, correct?
I'm just throwing that out as a day that I thought I heard the judge say earlier worked.
Correct.
At 10 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
for pretrial on all these cases? Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, okay. October 13th, 2023 for pretrial. Thank you.
Okay, free.
Thanks.
10 o'clock. Okay. Ten, 23, 10, 13, 23, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Candace Pauley, case number CRB 22454.
You have the co-defendant. He already played up. Okay, let's talk about it. This is one where there's two people that are not just sled. He was saying she read that she's on the video, she could take his action. So I think this one's
Luke Steyer is here. State your name, Candace.
Candace Polly.
Candace Polly.
And Your Honor, I believe the state may have a motion.
We reviewed the video evidence. This young lady was with Mr. Justice Hutchinson, who just pled guilty, or pled no contest, and was found guilty out of the same incident, which was a Walmart theft. And in reviewing the evidence, we feel that his responsibility was that was really he was the guilty party, and she was just along with him. So we would be okay with dismissing this charge at this time.
No objection, Your Honor.
Based upon the motion of the state of Ohio, case is dismissed.
Thank you. You're pretty good.
State of Ohio versus Charles Hutchison. Case number CRB 21584, TRC 192635 A and B, TRC 181210 A and B. Charles Hutchison.
Who represents Mr. Morford? Mr. Morford?
Good. My first time OVP, 19. And I've been at LCR intensive since then.
You don't look at me? What do you have for us today?
Your Honor, the last time we were here, Mr. Hutchinson was here and he talked about the fact that he wanted to have outpatient treatment. And so I don't know what his current status is, whether that happened. I don't have a note to that effect, or whether he's still in a residential program, or whether exactly what's going on. I guess we need to know that.
I understand, Judge, he's finished OVP and is now an outpatient at LCR, Lawrence County Recovery. He's been there since 18th of this month.
And you don't have anything in writing for that?
I don't have anything from OVP, no.
Or Lawrence County Recovery?
Or Lawrence County Recovery.
Yeah, I have to give him a call, I guess.
Do we have a report?
I'm here from OVP. He did successfully complete our inpatient program, and he continued to do Lawrence County Recovery outpatient from there. So he did successfully complete our program.
Okay, come around here and stand beside Mr. Morford. State your name, please.
My name's Brianna Dement. I'm with OVP Recovery Center.
Brianna Dement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you told me that he's completed his program at OVP.
Yes, he has.
And he's now been assigned to,
He was following up with outpatient at Lawrence County Recovery, but he doesn't have a report from them, so I can't speak on their behalf.
okay. Do we have a report from you?
No.
Okay.
We provided that last time that he was in court.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, you should have brought it. But you can just bring it next time. Or have him send one into the court. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a report in the file. Wait a minute, here's one from 2022. Can you get us a report, or just send us a copy of what you...
Yeah.
Now, what's the issue then today?
Well, first of all, we're pleased that Mr. Hutchinson completed the OVP program. And, you know, we've been, and the court has taken great interest in Mr. Hutchinson's well-being for a long time. And we've tried to be here to encourage him because his issues that he's had in the past, they deal with his mom, and I think that it's very important that he have a good relationship with his mother. And we want him to follow through with the, let's see, where is he at now?
LCR.
LCR. We want him to continue to do that. And we want him to continue to do that because he wants to do that. Hopefully he'll tell us that even if he weren't coming to court, he'd be doing it.
Yeah.
And so we want that to continue. What we would suggest, Your Honor, is a continuance of maybe a month or something like that, and have him know that next time he needs to have something from that program stating what his progress is.
Okay. How's the 27th look to you, Mr. Morford? Of October.
I'm prejudged.
Okay, now hold on just a minute. 10/27/23 at 10 o'clock. Now, tell me this, Doreen, on CRB 21-584, have we done the sentencing yet?
No.
How about,
The other two, yes.
okay, so this one is sentencing, and the other two...
Well, I don't know if he has, but it's still a pre-trial because he hasn't said ultimately final.
These are cases, Your Honor, that
The other one are, the other two pre-trials and review.
the alleged victim was, of course, his mother, and she was in agreement that what we wanted to do was to hold those charges in abeyance and let him do the treatment instead of having to follow through with the trial and the conviction and the sentence. So that's what we've been doing, and we want him to complete it. It's his grandmother, not his mother.
Reason to that. 21-584 is just the pre-trial. I've got them all on the pre-trial.
10/27/23 at 10 o'clock for pre-trials.
Regular court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus James C. Preston. Case number CRB 23305.
1 Morford here representing the defendant. State your name, sir.
James Preston.
And
Your Honor, this case is supposed to be dismissed at the 90-day mark upon payment of costs and no further problem.
You have court costs. We talked about court costs last time.
That's what his offer was.
I didn't hear anything about
have we been in for
None have been reported to us, and we've made efforts at contacting the alleged victim on several occasions to ask for her input and have received none, so we would assume that there have been no further problems.
Has he paid the costs?
No. I didn't know.
He says he wasn't aware of that, Judge.
None of the court costs.
How much are the costs?
No, 135. So then we'll have to set another pre-trial.
I just pay that when they drop the pre-trial. I just pay that when they drop the pre-trial.
If you pay before the pre-trial, yes.
Oh, okay.
Judge, if you don't mind setting it for a pre-trial, how long do you need?
30 days will be fine.
Maybe 30 days out, he would be able to pay that, maybe make like the last payday.
You owe $135. Your case is set for October 27, 2023 at 10 o'clock. If you pay that before the hearing, your case will be dismissed. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Preston?
Yes.
Okay. When you come in and pay that, tell them what I said.
Okay.
All right, tell them to get your file out, and Mr. Morford, someone's trying to get your attention there.
Can I pay that, Your Honor?
Can you pay it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's your name? What's your name?
James Maynard?
Okay. Are you gonna pay that today?
Yeah.
You have it right there in front of you?
You take credit?
Do we take credit?
No.
Nope.
Go online and pay it. Put the credit card online. If you go to the website.
Yes, sir, you can either go get cash, bring it back here to the court, pay it at the clerk's office, or you can pay online.
Are you going to be able to do this today before 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do an entry.
Right, don't do an entry. It's going to be, let's just leave it the way I had it, Mr. Morford. October 27, 2023 at 10 o'clock. If this gentleman with the Marshall jersey hoodie, if he pays it, case will be dismissed. That's the ideal way to do this.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck.
State of Ohio versus Darrell L. Runyon, case number CRB 23529.
What's that case number?
23529. This is another Warren and Morton case. Mr. Morton is here. Mr. Runyon, state your name.
Darrell Reynolds.
Thank you.
Have you been doing it?
No, he doesn't. Been having problems with her. She's been calling me, trying to get on sale and everything. So I ignored her for 2 days, trying to get hold of you. I had to turn my phone off to her from the call. But I will do that because they dismiss it.
Has he done his?
I don't even know who to talk to.
Okay.
Who knows how to talk about that? No, I don't have nothing. Send me some help too.
Wait just a minute.
Excuse me?
All right, next case. Darrell Runyon's case, Mr. Morford. What do you have for us, Mr. Morford?
Judge, we're going to need a referral to a provider of anger management and substance abuse. Probably going to need an assessment for that. He does not have a medical card, so that puts us in a little bit of a problem. I don't know if there's any providers that do it on a sliding scale based upon the ability to pay or not.
Well, we have several providers here. Taylor?
Perfect.
So we had suggested that if he was successful in completing anger management counseling and substance abuse counseling, if it is indicated by an assessment, that we would be okay with dismissing the charge at a later date. with the payment of court costs. So we want him to do that. We've been here, well, it hadn't been that long, just the beginning of this month. But we want him to do that in order to be able to get the charge dropped for
Let's
him.
take a brief recess and let him talk to Taylor and come right back. Just tell Ron whenever she's done a brief assessment.
State of Ohio versus Jameson Watts, case number CRV 23-532, A and B. Jameson Watts. Did not check in.
Mr. Morford?
Can't help you, Judge. I've not heard anything from him. We had asked him in the middle of September to come in and watch the CD of the incident and had no response to that email to him, Your Honor.
Who is this, Watts?
Yes, Jameson Watts.
Do you have any hope of getting him here? I mean, it's a misdemeanor.
Judge, I will certainly try if I have a week. I don't know, the man, like I say, he hadn't responded to our email the 12th.
I can give him the 7 days or...
Please.
All right. Warrant issued in 7 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Stanley, case number CRV 23-148, CRD 22-184, A and B, CRD 19-3337, A and B, CRC 19-1194, A, B, C, and D. Your Honor, there's some type of a motion that Mr. Morford filed.
Judge, I was asked to put this on the calendar by, are you his
I'm his wife.
wife? By Mrs. Stanley. When this case originated, Mr. Stanley was in Sunrise, a treatment provider in Portsmouth. Judge Capper the court was not familiar with Sunrise and put him in Bethesda.
Yes, Bethesda.
Asked him, order him to Bethesda. He has a number of medical issues that his wife, which if the court would hear from her, she can explain in greater detail than I can. But essentially, she has asked me to request the court that he be permitted to go from Bethesda back to Sunrise. They have agreed to transport him for court hearings, and she believes that his medical needs are more fully met at Sunrise.
No one's here from Sunrise, right?
No, but I can get somebody here if you need somebody to speak to, but I have a Samara approach.
Yeah, if you don't care, thank you.
Okay, Judge.
Mr. Hill, what's your position?
Mr. Stanley is at Bethesda. Previously, there was a discussion, and I don't know if it involved Sunrise or not in the discussion, but the judge ordered him back to Bethesda. And, it's a program that is highly competent and may not be to Mr. Stanley's liking for whatever reason. Maybe they're require too much of him, I don't know. But we would ask that any such request like this to change his provider first of all, he would need to be present, and we would, since Judge Capper was involved in this case previously, we would prefer this be addressed directly to him. No disrespect to you, Your Honor, but the good news is he's still at Bethesda. It's not like he's left there, so we want him to continue on with that program. And if they want to address this to the court, I think it should be on another day.
Are you here on the 29th, Mr. Morford?
Yes, Your Honor.
No disrespect taken, by the way. I want you to feel free to say whatever you want.
Oh, you wouldn't like, no, I'm just kidding.
And I happen to agree with you, by the way.
We gotta have him here.
For something this important,
Get in here.
we need someone from Sunrise, and we need Stephen here. I'm not gonna change his placement without those things, and Judge Capper is better.
Your Honor, was this already set for another day? There's already a hearing date. Is it the 29th?
I don't see it.
October 10th.
Probably has took it long, I mean, left in the city.
A payment was made on cost this morning in the amount of
I don't know, look on the file.
$150.
It had been set for 9/29.
Friday,
You
last
want to put
Friday.
it back on that day?
Yeah,
Yes.
I wasn't here.
9/29/23 at 10 o'clock. And Judge Capper will make that decision.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I say one thing, please, Honor? He doesn't have a problem really at being at Bethesda. He's not complained not one time, but he suffers a lot of medical problems now that he needs attention for. And I contacted Bethesda and let them know that he had a doctor's appointment that was very crucial, and they didn't even bring him to that appointment. So that's what has me upset. He needs
hold on a minute.
medical attention.
Hold on, Taylor.
So, Your Honor, the appointment was given to me after hours Tuesday evening. We have a full nursing staff, 4 nurses on staff all times. We actually have the director of Pikeville that works for us as well, the nursing department. And we just got him on Friday, just got him. All of his medical needs will be addressed.
What about his medication?
Okay. I would suggest there be a discussion outside the courtroom.
Talk to Taylor. Give her a chance. 3 days, that's not a chance. Next case.
29.
To Taylor. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Joseph Atkins. This is Mr. Roger Smith's case. He should be on blue jeans now. Case number CRB 23356, CRA 23260, CRB 23260.
Where are you, sir? Where are you? Yes.
I'm at a new thing in Municipal, West Virginia. Treatment facility.
Who is this from?
What is it?
It's a rehab facility.
Thank you.
Sorry about the issue with the computer. I don't see it right there.
Where is that? Where is it?
It's in West Virginia.
Lindenville, West Virginia. Thanks.
Judge, as I understand it, he's to be arraigned on an M1 theft charge today, which is alleged to have happened sometime in June, I believe. And Joe, on your behalf, I'm going to not guilty plea for you on that. I just got the paperwork. It's from June 7th of this year, so it's alleged to be a Walmart theft, so I'm going to not guilty plea.
Okay, you're waiving the arraignment?
Yes, Judge, waive the arraignment, waive any of the charge. I'm also representing him on the felony drug case, which is why he's in treatment. And I would ask that when we set the felony case for another review, we also set this new M1 theft charge on that same day for a pretrial. Are you doing well, Joe, with your treatment goes? You're compliant? Doing what you're supposed to? Okay.
Okay, ask your counselor to send us a report, okay?
Yes, sir. Is there any information there here? And we're having trouble with the computers.
Okay, Josh is going to give you a fax number.
Take the fax at 740-867.
867?
Yes, sir. 3547.
3547?
Yes.
All right, what are you asking for today?
Judge, he was here for a review, or a preliminary, which in essence be a review, see how he's doing with treatment. We've now got this new theft charge. I've entered a not guilty plea, waived the formal arraignment. It would ask that it be set on the same day as the next review on the felony. One for a pretrial, one for a prelim. I'm thinking probably 30 days out. If that's whatever the state feels for how we need to come back.
As long as you're waiving time.
Yeah, we'll wait.
That's
great. And we'll waive time. That's not
TRD 182412 is a preliminary, right?
I believe, I think that sounds right.
23260 is a preliminary. So are we setting the new misdemeanor for a trial or a pretrial?
Pre-trial on that same day, Judge. I've not had a chance to even talk to my client until just now about the case.
All right.
And I'd like to talk in private with him.
Get us a waiver and when you want to set it.
It's up to them. As far as I'm concerned.
I think 30 days out, does that sound right?
Yeah.
We'll wait time, so it's not be a time issue.
All right. We're going to set the two preliminaries and a review on October 27th, 2023 at 10 o'clock. October 27th. (2023) at 10 o'clock. Preliminary hearing.
Joe, do you have a phone number up there I can call, talk to you? Well, you have something to write on? I give you my phone number, have somebody call me? If you got a pen, handy paper. It's 304-697-2400. You got it. They can just call me, give me a contact number. I'll call, we'll talk. It won't be today, it'll be next week. We'll talk well before the 27th. That'd be fine, yeah. Give me a call, that number.
Judge will be back on the bench in just a few seconds. State of Ohio recalls Darrell L. Runyon, case number CRB 23529.
Thanks, Roger.
Got it.
This is Butch. Hey, Butch.
Thank you.
It's your case.
This will be Mr. Morford's case. Taylor?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We have him set up for Friday the 29th at 1 o'clock to do a full assessment, both on SUD and anger management, which is a 12-session course. We'll determine his needs and assist in getting insurance then.
Okay. Is he in the program?
He is going to officially be assessed the 29th, so he'll be a new.
All right. And how long if he does everything right?
12 weeks.
12 weeks. All right. Give me a 90-day.
Let's do, December the 29th.
Say again.
December the 29th.
Okay, this would be a pretrial, 12/29/23 at 10 o'clock. And the prosecutor has stated that if he completes anger management, substance abuse, they would be looking toward dismissing this case.
With the payment of court costs. And we also don't want there to be any further problems between Mr. Runyon and Mrs. Runyon.
Understood.
And we hope everything works out.
Is there a protective order?
No, there is
I
not.
don't believe I'm requesting.
I live in the same house. I live in the same house.
You do?
Well, I live out back and she lives out front. We taking care of my baby. So that's why I live there, help out.
Okay, you understand you have 4 things to do. And if you do that, that's going to make the state happy.
I do.
All right, no problems with your wife. Payment of court costs. How much is that?
It's going to be 135.
135. Complete substance abuse and anger management. If you do those 4 things, they're going to dismiss it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. What is that? Good.
State of Ohio versus Charles Booth, case number CRA 23-145, TRC 144350, CRD 144393, A and B.
State your name, Mr. Booth.
Charles Booth.
We have a preliminary, pretrial, and a pretrial. Excuse me?
So that should come out.
Taylor, what do you have to tell us?
Mr. Booth has been in residential care with us for several months now. He's doing really well. We are trying to bring out the characteristics of where he's a leader in the house. He tends to be a role model, and people tend to gravitate towards him. There's still areas of opportunity for him, so he has a little bit more to go in the treatment.
The report is really good, correct, Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a great report.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. We're good.
What are you proposing, Mr. Morford?
I hope that the state will consider dismissing this upon completion of treatment.
That's the plan.
Well, we're not there yet.
Not there yet,
No.
but by golly, he's doing good, so.
But he's getting
keep it
there.
up.
Getting closer.
Okay, so are you thinking about dismissing both of the cases?
Yes.
All right. How much more time do you need, Taylor?
I believe we're looking at a completion of at least residential care in December.
Give me a December date.
I probably want to think back this way. I would say back.
What?
I would say back in October.
Do you want to see him earlier than the completion date, Mr.
Yeah.
Morford? Should-
I'm not going to disagree with them.
Probably,
They know Judge Capper's thoughts better than I do.
let's do 11, or 10:30.
All right. 10, the 30th of October, 2023 at 10 o'clock. 10/30/23. Keep up the good work. You're doing great.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Got it.
State of Ohio versus Jade Lewis. Case number CRA 23432 A and B, CRB 23433 A and B.
Warren Morford, representing the defendant. State your name.
Hi, Jake Lewis. Oh, I'm sorry.
State your name, please.
My name is Brianna Dement with OVP.
Thank you. We have a report from OVP.
Well, she didn't have a paper report, but I did speak with them this morning, and they said that she has been compliant with her treatment. She's missed a couple of appointments, but she has returned, so.
She's been compliant, she's missed a couple of appointments, and what was the last thing?
But she has returned and has been doing her appointments.
Okay. Mr. Morford?
I'd like to continue for at least a month, Judge, and let her get back and regular appearances at appointments. No missing.
October 27th, 2023, at 10 o'clock for pretrial. What's your problem with appointments?
Oh, I'm sorry. My counselor was on vacation. She's still on vacation. She don't return back till Monday. So I didn't know I was supposed to like go see somebody else or whatever, but I go today at 2:30 for a group meeting.
Brianna, what does she need to do in a situation like that?
She just needs to keep her appointments. They'll have her seen by a different counselor if her counselor isn't there, but I guess she wasn't aware of that, so she missed her appointments. But she is still in compliance with the program. She's passing her screens and things like that.
Okay, Jay, do you understand what she just said?
Yeah.
If you have an appointment, go. They'll put you with a counselor if your counselor isn't there.
Okay.
October 27, 2023, pre-trial at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's
Thank
the
you,
date,
Judge.
Your Honor? What's the date?
27th.
October 27, 2023,
Thank you.
at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus John D. McCoy, case number CRA 233971 A to B, CRB 22426, CRB 2697.
Warren Morford here representing the defendant. State your name, Mr. McCoy.
John McCoy.
Thank you. We have 2 preliminaries and a review.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Please, Taylor. Taylor is here from Bethesda, and Mr. Morford is representing the defendant. Tell us about the report, Taylor.
Mr. McCoy is an excellent client. We've not had any issues out of him. He always goes above and beyond and tries to be a leader in the other men's house. I absolutely have no complaints at all. If I have about 80 more, I'll be fine.
Well, if you could get a better report than that, I would like to see it, because I've never heard one that good.
I'm trying.
Keep up the good work. Now, that's as good as you can get. Mr. Morford, what are you asking for today?
Do you know when he might be graduating?
January. Possibly January.
Come like October, November. October would be our suggestion, Your Honor.
October 27, 2023, at 10 a.m. for preliminary.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Hunter Cooley, case number CRB 23147. Hunter Cooley.
Hey, Butch.
First one. Thank you.
How was it? How are you?
Warren Morford representing the defendant. State your name, Mr. Tooley.
Pat.
State your name, Mr. Tooley.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Oh, Hunter Tooley.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Josh, have you received your report?
Where are we on this?
Halfway.
Mr. Morford, it's M1 aggravated menacing.
Judge, she's at treatment at Ashland Pathways. Apparently, the court has not received a report.
We have not. And they're not here. We got one back in August.
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Quinn just went out to call Pat to try to get a report if you want to recall this case.
Okay.
It's not Path, it's Pathways, or unless he's at Path 2.
Pathways here.
Oh, it's Pat.
Is it Path or Pathways?
Wait a minute, Pat.
Why not?
I'm looking at the last report, it's Pat.
Okay. Maybe there was a discussion about Pathways. Anyway.
Where did I get that? How would we have if we haven't done sentencing?
No, we have not.
Okay, what about this one?
Nobody's seen unless Dr. John Major and that, nobody here has heard. You need to bring, next time you gotta bring a written report.
That's a warrant. Oh. So, are we getting a report from Pat?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I just spoke with Mr. Gibson from PATH, and Mr. Toy has not been seen since August 2nd.
So, there won't be any new report?
Mr. Anthony Gibson.
Okay. So what you're telling me is there's nothing to report?
Yes.
Okay.
I have one scheduled for Monday. I scheduled one for Monday.
You were there Monday?
I scheduled one for Monday.
Yeah,
I was supposed to go, but I couldn't get a ride there. And as soon as I got it switched back to Kentucky, everything happened. Me and my girlfriend, and I had to come all the way back to Ohio again.
When's your appointment?
Monday.
Which Monday?
This Monday.
The 25th?
Yes, sir.
Hadn't been there since August the 2nd.
Yes.
So he's non-compliant.
He's non-compliant.
So I'll bring him back very soon to see Judge Kaplan.
By the way, here's where we got pathways. Right.
I have Pat, I've seen Pat and Ironton. And one on Ashton.
Okay. When do you want to schedule the review?
Essentially, I would bring it back a week or two. He hasn't been sentenced.
There was a plea.
Was there a plea?
Yes, and
So I would bring you back in a week or 2 weeks of the month.
Okay, the 29th is really busy.
Okay, then bring you back.
Wait a minute, let me look here.
I did the 2nd or the 6th of October.
Okay, talk a little bit louder.
The 2nd or the 6th of October.
The 6th is better.
Okay, do the 6th.
How's that?
That's fine with that. Here, Judge.
10/6/23 at 10 o'clock. And
You need to bring a report, and you need to make every appointment between now and then. No failing, no excuses. Because
they're
you're not
usually
compliant
good at
right now.
giving us reports. I saw a bunch in here, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't miss any more appointments, okay?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'd like to say something on behalf of the state.
Please do.
Well, and that is that, we expected that he was going to be doing this for a long time. The fact that he's been non-compliant is not satisfactory. This case is set for a sentencing hearing, so he's either going to have to really get with it between now and the next time, or we're going to ask the judge to put him in jail.
Okay. Now,
Hear that.
I want you to understand what he just said. Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what he said.
I need to start going more, or I'm gonna go to jail. I have to go as much as I can possibly, pretty much, right? You know what I mean?
No, I'm not sure you get it. He's saying if you don't do what the counselor says, they're going to ask for jail time. It's that simple, okay? That doesn't mean maybe I can get there and I hope to get there. That means get there. and do your appointments. I believe Mr. Heald is saying he doesn't want to hear that you missed an appointment because you got in a fight with your girlfriend. All right. 10/6/23, Mr. Morford, at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I know you want to be a nice buddy. Go do what you gotta do. You got 2 minutes. Good.
State of Ohio versus Marvin L. Wilburn, case number CRB 23580.
Well, that's good. CRB 23580. Did you serve the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Marvin Wilburn. 23580. Service, Josh Cooper. And Ron told me that you're representing Mr. Wilburn. Is that correct, Mr. Morford?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, we've made a request for a special prosecutor.
I was going to say, Judge, I figured the state was going to ask for a special prosecutor because Mr. Anderson, Brigham Anderson, represents Mr. Wilburn in a several years long custody battle I know with this lady.
Okay.
So,
Are you going to present me with an entry right now?
I think it's been processed today already. The special prosecutor on Mr. Wilburn. Okay, she doesn't know anything about it.
You know what? I saw 2 of those requests on Judge Tepper's desk. See if you see one for Marvin Wilburn.
maintain
Oh, there, she just, there on the judge's desk to sign.
Okay, yeah.
We do have one.
Tape.
Ron's handing me a motion to order that Christine Scott be appointed special prosecutor. And Mr. Morford, you were aware of this, you don't have any objection, do you?
No, Judge, I knew early this morning when Mr. Wilburn contacted me about being here today that special prosecutor would be requested and required, actually.
All right. And are you waiving the reading and the rights and the charges and the penalties?
So waived and interpleaded not guilty.
Plea of not guilty. Issue of bond, obviously he's here.
He's a resident here at Chesapeake, Judge. He owns Monty's Pizza. He's not a flight risk. He's always appeared in court. We'd ask for an OR bond.
It's domestic violence M1, $5,000 OR. Oh, are you bonded with Sowards already?
Yeah.
Okay, that bond will continue. Now, is Christine is the lawyer I just met, right?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
She has a hard time, she doesn't have any days open in the month of October. So what are we going to do? Mr. Heald, oh, you're not going to be the prosecutor. I'm asking someone who's not here and can't be here in October. What do you
She
think?
did have some dates that she could appear remotely, so I don't know if that helps.
I don't mind doing a pretrial remotely, Judge.
Okay.
It would be more convenient with Ms. Scott and the court.
What was the day, Doreen, that she said
That's
she
what
could
I'm
do?
trying to figure out. Trying to figure out what that first name is.
Your Honor,
What were you going to say?
could Mr. Hill and I approach?
Yes. That's a conflict. Okay. So give me another name for a prosecutor. Ryan Ashworth?
That's
He doesn't do
He doesn't do the last one we had.
She can be here on, she's gonna be here on it.
Well, she can't do it.
She's conflicted out, Mr. Green.
What about Hass?
John Hass.
And maybe Ryan Ashford, we could call him, maybe somebody could call and ask.
Okay.
Christine. Maybe we can just recall this a little bit.
Okay, let's recall it. Recall this case. And was, I didn't file this entry granting your motion yet, so I'm going to leave it blank until we find out who you're going to appoint, who you want appointed.
You want to go ahead and set a date for a pretrial, Judge, since
Well,
Christine's not going to,
let me see.
or you want to check with it? Okay.
Yeah,
We'll wait. I'll wait.
let me see. Let me have them call Ryan.
State of Ohio versus Darrell Bowen, case number CRA 23318.
Jesse Scott.
Good morning, Judge.
The defendant.
We're set on this one for a pre-trial / preliminary. I've talked to the state this morning. We've kicked this can down the road for a couple of months. This is a felony dumping, unclassified. Went back and forth with Mr. Bowen trying to get the property cleaned up. He's made substantial progress on that. However, unless the states change their position, there's not really a result to be had here. This one may have to go to a grand jury.
That's fine, we'll nod it to the grand jury. Now, what we would also suggest is that before it's presented to the grand jury, that Mr. Bowen might continue to clean up the property and avoid a felony charge.
So are you saying it's not cleaned up?
It looks like it's partially cleaned up.
I think the issue here is cleaned up is an incredibly subjective term. You know, there's no zoning regulations. This isn't a homeowners association. We don't punish people for being poor. We don't punish people for having poor ways. Mr. Bowen's taken significant steps in cleaning this up. He's maintained it. However, personally, I have an issue with taking somebody to grand jury because they can't afford things. And because what they do have, they have it outside. And if that's Mr. Anderson's prerogative, so be it. But we've kicked this can for 4 months. And each time it's gotten progressively better. I don't know what the state wants to be clean. I don't know what the state's definition of cleaned up is, but it seems we're at an impasse at the municipal court level.
What do you say to that, Mr. Hill?
I think any reasonable definition of cleaned up would have to be a lot more than what it is in its present state.
And I'll ask the court to find what the definition of cleaned up is in the Ohio Revised Code.
Okay.
That's, may be a great argument in common pleas court.
So what are you going to do?
We're going to nollie it to the grand jury.
All right.
But invite Mr. Scott and Mr. Bowen to get out in front of it, talk to the prosecutor that'll handle the case in the common pleas court, and maybe not have to present it to the grand jury if it's satisfactory. And he may appeal to another one of the prosecutors in our office and win that argument.
What's out there?
We have furniture, we have a grill, we have some weeds that are still attached to the earth. He does cut the grass. And I have photos, if it please the court to look at them, as they are. I think the prosecutor does as well.
Do you mind if I look at them? Did you say that there is a homeowners association?
There is not. Okay, there is not.
Is it acreage? Is it a subdivision? That's the most recent. Hey, which way do I go? Who's complaining? Okay.
I would say that there was
No, your house doesn't look like that. I mean, I know that. You know what most people do in this court? They clean it up, get it clean, take it off your back. It's a done deal. That's what, I mean, we've seen a whole lot worse than that get really cleaned up. So you're not only state is going to nollie the case.
Yes, Your Honor. We're going to present it to the grand jury, but we certainly will invite further discussion with the prosecutor's office about the fact that it may be resolved after today.
What I told your lawyer is, in this court, what usually happens is the defendant cleans up the mess. Now, your lawyer said, what's the definition of cleaned up? Well, the 4 pictures I saw, that's not cleaned up. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I'm not, if it's a felony, I'm not going to hear it. Wouldn't taking the advice of what the state is saying is clean it up. It's not cleaned up. Next case.
Keep working on it.
State of Ohio versus Charles Michael, case number CR 23-312. Charles Michael.
Okay. Jesse Scott is here on behalf of the defendant. I have been handed a report.
Judge, we're here on an F5 possession of methamphetamine from back in May. My client's been in RRS since. They are present here today. I believe they have a pretty resounding report to give on my client.
Yeah, I saw the report. What does RRS stand for?
It's formerly Riverside Recovery Services, Your Honor, and we changed the name.
When did you do that?
June, I'm pretty sure.
I guess I haven't been here since June. Ron and I figured it out, what RRS is. All right, so.
Since my client has been doing so well in treatment, he's been consistent, he's done everything that's been asked of him. There was some discussion between the state and I in the back about possibly sending this to, was it QRF? QRT, excuse me, to get this one wrapped up. We want to present it to you, and we have that representative here to explain that program further.
Okay.
Hi, Your Honor. My name is Megan Downer. I'm with Lawrence County Quick Response Team. We run a court deflection program ran out of the prosecutor's office, and it's a year-long program. As long as he would complete that program successfully, his charges would be dismissed.
And spell your last name, please.
DALRYMPLE.
DARYMPLE? Right? Mr. Hill.
Your Honor, we wouldn't oppose that. However, Judge Capper generally reviews those situations, I think, individually to determine whether it would be appropriate to keep the case here and have it monitored by the court plus QRT, or to have it just nollied outright and have QRT monitor the situation without the court's oversight. So we're not in a position to make a recommendation one way or the other, but it would be one that we would think that Judge Capper would be interested in making the final say.
Are you going to be here on the 13th?
13th of October.
Yes.
I can be here as early as Monday morning as well, Judge.
Okay, let's do it Monday morning. That would be. Thank you. Where's your office, Mr.
I am based out of Scioto County, Judge.
All right. Thank you. September 25th.
Come back this Monday.
This Monday.
2023. Are you associated with anyone or by yourself?
I am by myself.
All right. At 10 a.m. for preliminary hearing, 9/25/23.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Christian Bradley, case number TRC 23566, A, B, and C. Your Honor, this is set for citizen. Mr. Scott has to be back to side of the council. Request that you call that.
Yeah, Judge, this is a first-time DUI offense. My client self-enrolled into ARC. I believe he's been doing pretty well there.
Extremely well. Made a lot of progress. Is compliant, passing drug tests, doing very well.
State your name, sir.
Jeremy Brown with Addiction Recovery Care.
Jeremy Brown. And Mr. Bradley, state your name.
Christian Bradley.
Thank you. Jeremy Brown from
Addiction
ARC.
Recovery Care.
When we entered a change of plea last time we were here, we delayed sentencing to allow Mr. Bradley to finish through ARC, see if he make any mistakes. He has not. I don't want to speak for Judge Capper, but I believe the idea was to come back, make sure everything's exactly how it would be, and then sentence based off that. So if you're comfortable with continuing with sentencing, I'll give my spiel on that, or if you wait for Judge Capper to do it.
Your Honor, we would want to make sure from ARC that they felt that he had completed their program.
I talked to them last week and they told me that I finished my 90 days and I've done everything properly, but I had to wait for the court to say that I graduated.
Did he complete?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
So-
We just want to make sure that it's okay with the courts. though.
Sure, sure.
Keep him in
Yeah,
treatment.
as long as the
until
court
there's
says
some
I'm all right, then Art
Sure,
said I've
yeah.
already done everything I'm supposed to do. I'm completely compliant. I've passed every drug test like he said. I've showed up to all my classes.
Your Honor, that being the case, when we were here on August the 14th and Mr. Bradley entered a guilty plea, it was a first offense, but it was as a high score, which would require 3 days in jail. However, we agreed that we would delay the sentencing, allow him to finish the program, and if he was successful, then we would agree to recommend a treatment as a low score first offense. And further, that instead of the DIP school, that the treatment program that he went through was far in excess of the obligation of a 3-day program. And we would ask that that be put instead of the DIP school. So we would be willing to recommend that today, treatment as a first offense low score. And the sentence, I believe he does 10 days in jail suspended. I won't make a recommendation as to the fine. 6-month driver's license suspension. And I don't know whether he does community service or not. I'm sorry, I don't.
30 hours community service.
30 hours community service and period of probation.
I'm going to proceed to sentencing. You're making that motion, I'm granting it to treat it as a lower
score
and to consider ARC, the program that you went through,
Yeah.
to substitute for the 3-day school, all right? Okay,
Are you doing that as well for the driving program, Judge?
excuse me?
Are you doing that as well for the DIP program as well?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what you're asking, right? That's what you agreed to, right, Mr. Hill?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, okay. It's 10 days in Lawrence County Jail suspended, 6 months driver's license suspension, 30 hours community service, $950 fine, probation level 4 for 2 years, and set it for
We can talk about it. So, if that's okay.
6 months. Excuse me?
His license suspension was his start the day he got his,
Yeah, it got expired over here at 5:30.
That's
Or
normally
like
how
the
we
date
treat them here,
5:30.
Judge.
Okay, wait a minute, I can't
Sorry.
hear both of you. Go ahead, Mr. Scott.
The question is, when we start the driver's license suspension, what I've seen here time and time again is it starts the day of
Yeah,
infraction.
it was on 5:30.
it depends on what the judge decides.
Okay.
Well, it's not that, it's whether there was an administrative license suspension that was
There
put
was
in
not.
place on that day.
Well, whenever I got pulled over that night, the cop told me that day my license was suspended from there.
Sure, it was a test over the legal limit, so
He
the
complied.
suspension goes back to the date of the stop, which is 5/20/23.
Oh, it was 5:20? I thought it was 5:30. I apologize.
10 extra days.
Exactly.
Okay,
It is 12/26.
that's 6 months. That's 3 months.
It was weird. They suspended it 3 months in Ohio.
About something else.
Okay,
I apologize.
that's all right.
Yeah, that's when he'll have to come back. That's just protocol.
Okay, what is it?
12/26.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Did you say I get my license back the day after Christmas?
Hold on, I'll slap to you.
Let your lawyer talk,
Yeah.
okay? There are too many people talking.
I apologize.
That's all right.
3/22/24.
Is that what day I got my license back?
No, something completely different. Hold on, I'll
Okay,
explain it to
okay,
you.
okay.
All right,
Now.
ready? 10 days, Lawrence County Jail
Does he
suspension.
get can he have a permit to drive to work or anything like that?
I have one
He
in
has
my vehicle.
LDPs, we'd ask those to be continued out.
I
He has the LDPs currently, we'd ask those to be continued.
It has to be on this, that one is no longer.
So I have to get another one from in there?
It's $25, and it can only be for work, community service, and court, that's it.
Okay,
And childcare if you have,
okay.
do you have children?
I do have a son, yeah.
Okay, that's it. Hold on just a minute, girl.
Your Honor, did you say that I'm allowed to be finished with the art classes now? Because I have completed everything I'm supposed to, and they told me I'm allowed to already graduate?
Let's ask Art that. Yes? Are you, yes or no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't have to go to my class Monday or anything? I'm actually finished?
Art just told me you completed it.
Cool. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, now, I'm going to go over the sentence.
Please.
10 days in the Lawrence County Jail suspended, 6 months driver's license suspension with driving privileges. The date is from the date of the offense. 30 hours community service, $950 fine, 2 years level 4 probation. Review,
3/22/24.
3/22/24 at 9 o'clock. Now, you've done so well so far.
Your Honor, what is level?
You need to come in here and say, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, because you've done everything you're supposed to do so far. You can do this, all right? Mr. Scott, do you have anything else?
I have nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Level 4 probation.
All right, Mark Lanes, Mr.
So I have to go
Fields.
there and talk to lowest level.
Well, not only that, Your
That's the
Honor.
lowest level? That's the lowest
Okay,
level.
and what about the
Okay, so it's like unsupervised.
What's that?
No, they'll explain it all to you.
It is seatbelt.
Seatbelt? Mr. Fields?
With the $950 fine, Judge, we'd ask you that fine encompass it all.
We don't oppose that.
So are you nollying the seatbelt?
We'll not leave the seatbelt, Your Honor.
All right, so you got that, Marie? All right,
Thanks, Judge.
thank you.
So I don't have a future court date either, Your Honor?
3/22, you gotta come back.
3/22.
You'll need to see the probation officer also.
Okay.
Walk him out there.
Thank you, guys. You have a great day.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Caleb Langdon at the Lawrence County Jail. State of Ohio versus Caleb Langdon at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number TRD 23672, A, B, C, and D, CRA 23332, CRB 23333. I called them, they did. No, that's very clear. Okay.
Is Sowards on the bond here?
He is not. I don't believe.
I don't believe he is, Your Honor.
So it was a $10,000,
Cash or surety bond, release to treatment.
so he posted the bond?
No, it was a surety bond.
Oh,
So once we were able to take him from custody.
$10,000 OR bond.
okay.
That's the reason he was released from custody.
All right, got it. So this is a bond review hearing.
No. No, sir, no. This is an arrangement where he left treatment.
Your Honor, if I may, he was a part of the deflection program.
Well, let's wait until we get him up here,
Okay.
okay?
I'm gonna call him again.
How do you spell your name again?
DALRYMPLE.
And your first name?
Megan, MEGAN.
Thank you.
Case of State of Ohio versus State of Langdon. Can you hear me, Mr. Langdon?
Yes, sir.
State your name, Mr. Langdon. State your
Did I leave? Oh, Caleb Langdon.
Thank you.
You're
Nothing's going to be. You're here because you walked away from the Bethesda treatment facility. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so far they haven't filed any escape or anything, any charges against you. But you're here so we can determine whether to revise your bond. Now, you're in the Lawrence County Municipal Court.
Yes, sir.
You're in the Lawrence County Jail, but you're actually considered to be in the municipal court. You have a right to remain silent. Any statement you do make may be used against you. You have a right to an attorney and one court appointed for you if you cannot afford one. And Warren Morford is your lawyer, is that right?
At the moment, he is, yeah.
Okay. You have a right to bail, a right to a jury trial, and the state must prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. Let's see if Mr. Morford is here. Mr. Morford.
Your Honor.
This is Caleb Langdon, and apparently he walked away from the Bethesda treatment facility. And we're here on the issue of bond.
Mr. Langdon, do you want to go back to Bethesda?
No, sir. If I need to go to their court, I tried to go to a different facility. I went to jail. So I figured I would try it with a fair court because you're friends with Mary Ellen and Taylor's friends with Judge Cather. That's really a conflict of interest.
Well, I tell you what, first of all, there is no conflict of interest anywhere. I represent you, sir, and you alone. I've never let a conflict of interest play into my practice of the law. Secondly, if you're going to try to change providers, you have to come in front of the court and ask the court for permission to do that. You are not in the driver's seat, sir.
All right. Okay.
Now, I'm friends with thousands of people in this county, actually.
I've known him since he was 10 years old, by the way.
And just for the record, Mr. Langdon was started over because he took prescriptions from someone else that was not prescribed to him, and then he arranged for his girlfriend to meet him at the Family Dollar, at which time he left treatment. He was doing really well in treatment until that point. I did reach out to his girlfriend and ask her to have him come back. He did not. He actually overdosed this weekend, yesterday or sometime this week. And that was when I got the call, because we've actually been very concerned. It has absolutely nothing to do with Judge Capper. I also know Judge Ballard and Judge Finley, so there's that.
Hey, you know what you're missing here, Caleb? Everybody wants to help you. Everybody. Judge Capper wants to help you so bad, he asked me to continue the case for Monday so he could hear it. On 9/25/23 at 10 o'clock in front of Judge Capper. And get it in your mind, these people who are standing here, they want to help you. And it's $20,000 cash assured. That's the new bond.
Caleb, my last piece of advice to you is going to be have a change of attitude when you appear in front of Judge Capper Monday morning. If you don't complete treatment, you're on your way to prison, period. End of story.
And by the way, it's a whole lot better to let it be resolved in this court. Next case. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
A little bit.
State of Ohio versus Delilah Well at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRA 23578 ABC and D, CRB 23579, and Matthew White is on deck.
This is an arraignment. State your name, please. Thank you. Did you receive a copy of the complaint? Do you have the complaint in front of you?
Not in front of me, no, that where I can't go back to the 14666 to that one, or?
It's the 23578 A and B.
Ma'am, were you given copy of charges this morning?
What is it?
Were you given copies of some charges against you this morning?
No.
Okay, we need to have the jailer get those for you. $11.25.
Ma'am, are you talking, is the jailer there?
Are you looking for a copy of the charges? I'm trying, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. He said they don't have a copy of my charges.
Jailer, they were faxed to the jail at 11:25 today.
Okay, you fax them.
Please check it and see.
Call the next case.
Is that the jail? Is that the jail? State of Ohio versus Matthew White at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRB 23576 A and B.
Can you give me his case number, Matthew White?
23576 A and B.
this guy has a copy of his charges.
Jailer,
How are you?
Jailer,
White.
Mr. Jailer. Jailer.
Jailer is it?
does Matthew, do you have Matthew's documents, his charges?
Yeah, they're everything.
Oh, great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Matthew,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
are you okay?
I'm freezing. I've had a bad couple of days, buddy.
Are you under the influence of anything right now?
No, sir. That's the problem. I'm trying to get back to rehab. I'm not under the influence of anything.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you know what we're doing here, okay?
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
Okay. You have 2 charges today that the jailer says are right there in front of you.
Yes, sir. Take a little over now.
23576A is State of Ohio versus Matthew White. State your name, Matthew.
Matthew Scott White.
Thank you. States that Matthew White in Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio on September 21st, 2023 did while voluntarily intoxicated in a public place or in the presence of 2 or more persons engaged in conduct likely to be offensive or cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to persons of ordinary sensibilities, which conduct the offender, if the offender were not intoxicated, should show is likely to have the effect on the other. Said act was occurred in presence of law enforcement officer in violation of 29-17-11B1 of the Ohio Revised Code, disorderly conduct. You understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you your rights, and these apply to both cases. You're at a video arraignment in the Lawrence County Municipal Court, even though you're in the Lawrence County Jail. You have a right to remain silent, and any statement you do make may be used against you. You have a right to an attorney and a right to appointed counsel if you cannot afford one, a right to a continuance to hire a lawyer, a right to bail, a right to a jury trial, where the state must prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, I'm going to, on this one, it's a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. The maximum is 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Okay, the next case that you should have there in front of you is CRB 23576B, State of Ohio versus Matthew White. States that Matthew White at Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio on September 21st, 2023 did recklessly or by force resist or interfere with the lawful arrest of himself in violation of 29-21-33A of the Ohio Revised Code, resisting arrest in Lawrence County, Ohio, 29-21-33A. Do you understand the charges?
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On this, it's the same rights that I gave you on the other case. Possible consequences on this one are 90 days in jail, $750 fine.
Gotcha.
Okay. On the resisting arrest misdemeanor of the 2nd degree, guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Hopefully not guilty today.
Okay, I'm going to enter a not guilty on the disorderly also. You want a lawyer to represent you?
I will need one, yes, please.
Are you employed?
Yes, sir, Tyler Lunk Water, in Boca, West Virginia.
Where do you work?
Tyler Lunk Water, out of Boca, West Virginia. I'm from Boca. I just moved down there a few months ago.
How much did you make last week?
I get paid bi-weekly, but I was from $1,200.
You made $1,200 the last 2 weeks?
Yes, sir, I get paid $15 an hour, $14.75. I'm not the life of this, not $14.75.
Okay, so you make, how long have you been working there?
Since December.
So almost a year.
Yes, sir.
And you've been making $1,200 every 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. Well, it was $13 an hour when I first got hired on, but when I got hired on full-time, it's, they bumped it up. I just gotta get my life back on track. I'm trying to get back to OBP, do this detox, so I can get back on course, before I lose my job and everything. I got a good boss. I talked to him and said, look, get your life back in order before you lose your job, you know what I mean? So that's a good thing. So
Do you have any children?
And come back. I got a daughter. I'm getting ready to go to court for the 28th.
Okay, so you have one child.
Yes, sir, daughter, she's 6.
Did you tell me that you've lost your job because of this?
No. I didn't lose my job. They told me to go ahead and get, because they told me to go ahead and go to detox, get squared away, and then come back and have my job. If I didn't volunteer to go to rehab, then they would want to fire me.
So you're not working right now, right?
No, sir, not if I get done with 30-day detox.
Okay. I'm going to appoint Roger Smith to represent you. Have you been listening to this?
I have, Judge, yes, sir.
All right. Roger Smith has been here in the courtroom the whole time. He's pled not guilty to both charges, and the next step is a pretrial. Let's talk about bond.
Judge, I would ask that he be given an OR bond and released. Were you at OVP before for detox?
This happened at OVP.
Oh, happened at OVP.
So he was at OVP, and the incident happened there. Apparently, he had overdosed there, and they used Narcan on him there at OVP. And it sounds to me like maybe in the process of coming to with the officers there, arriving there, then he had problems with the officers. It sounds like he was at OVP of his own volition before, that he wasn't court ordered to be there. And I don't know whether they take him back or not.
Yes, he did. He self-reported to OVP, and he was under the influence. They ended up having to Narcan him and send him to the ER, and all we were informed was that he was escorted out of there by police. We weren't aware that he was even in jail. So I can talk to them to see if they are willing to take him back, and then let you know.
Okay, let's do that.
Recall it, Judge.
Okay.
I talked to them that night, so all this happened, and they said, yeah, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, let's let Roger talk to you.
Yeah, she's going to confirm that they will take you back. OVP will call you back up in a few minutes, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Marvin L. Wilburn here at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. Case number CRV 23580. It's on recall. Mr. Morgan's case.
Mr. Hill, what did we find out? about, we're needing a special prosecutor.
Oh, I didn't do anything towards getting special prosecutor, I didn't know.
Oh, Doreen was doing that, wasn't she?
Yeah, Christine Scott already signed the complaint. I don't know that, I mean, she was already appointed, so I guess,
What? Okay, what about?
Let me get my text.
you know, I mean, potentially the case could be set out farther where Ms. Scott will have the ability to be here. I don't,
We have a conflict, but
Mr. Ashworth.
Oh, that's right. okay.
he is.
Uh-huh.
He is, did you say, Doreen?
Well,
Ah,
she was,
super.
Okay, let's start with that. Ryan Ashworth will be appointed as special prosecutor. Now, we need a pretrial date. Do you know what the pretrial date is?
We can set it whenever.
Okay. Mr. Morford?
Judge, at your convenience.
And then if it doesn't work for Brian, he can,
Yeah, we can continue, we won't, that won't be a problem.
and sometimes he does it by blue jeans anyways, so.
October 13th, 2023 at 10 o'clock. We're going to take a recess for lunch.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You got your-